Rocky. Rocky.
Becky. Martha, what are you doing here?
It's a long story. I'll explain on the way home. Come on, baby.
Richard.
Well, I'm not going, am I, Marco? Well, I couldn't come up with enough for both of you.
And I'm not going either.
No, don't be silly, Becky. Stick around here. You catch some bone here.
I'm going to stay with you.
Your boyfriend comes all the way down here to bail you out? And now you're not going?
Not
You're a boyfriend. I'm a boyfriend. Come on, Becky. Get out of here.
Don't you want your coat? Talk about catching pneumonia. Thank you, Richard.
Get out of here. You heard the man, Becky. Come on.
Wait a minute. Richard, I'm going to go. The only reason I'm going to go is to get the money to get you out. You already put up the money?
Well, sure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
And I don't have to have anything more to do with him, right?
Oh, she's quite a kidder than I. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. So you put her in a patrol car and see she gets home safe. Sure, okay. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. George, Peter Jansen. Listen, don't be alarmed. Nobody is injured or hurt or sick or anything, and I apologize right away for phoning in the middle of the night.
What the hell time is it?
Well, it's a little after 3 o'clock in the morning. Listen, we have a problem with Richard Abbott.
Oh, what kind of problem?
He's in jail.
Jail?
Mm-hmm.
Jail? Who's in jail?
Abbott.
Why?
What did he do?
Well, he's charged with disturbing the peace, malicious mischief, aggravated assault, resisting an officer in the performance of his duty. I think that covers it.
Oh, the hell did this one-man riot take place?
Let me see. At the Blue Ridge Club. Seems that Richard got into a fight with Marco Dane. I believe it was over the honor of a lady.
Is Richard all right?
Peter, not that I'm particularly interested, but my wife would like to know if her cousin is in one piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's fine. He's sitting in a detention cell, angry as hell.
Okay. What's it going to take to spring him?
Well, that's why I called you. Magistrate O'Brien was sitting in on night court. You know him?
Yeah, I know him. He's a tough old boot.
Yeah, well, he set the bail at $1,000, and I have only been able to get together a little over $300. I was wondering if you could help us out.
Hang on. Country music, please.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to be much help. Peter, short of busting into Kevin's piggy bank, the Riley household can come up with $1 and 84 cents a moment.
great. Well, you got any ideas where I can find a couple $100 at this hour in the morning?
I got a suggestion. Let him cool his heels in jail. It won't hurt him. Good night, Peter.
Joe.
It'll be good for him. I've done it a few times. Why can't he?
you tomorrow kept running through my head. That ever happened to you?
Are you kidding?
Well, I found in that situation the best thing to do is to get up and start doing things. Now, the trick is to find the most disagreeable job, which is, of course, balancing a checkbook.
How's it going?
Terrible. I'm off exactly $100, and I can't find my mistake.
Your favor of the bank?
Oh.
Yeah.
So tell me what you do all evening.
Well, Cathy and I closed up the clinic. We spent a couple hours just doing some paperwork and went out to dinner at the press box. About the only place that's got a kitchen open after midnight.
Oh, if I forget, Vince has been calling you all evening, right up until 11 o'clock, until I finally said, please stop, I'm going to go to bed.
What do you want?
He wouldn't tell me, but he did say it was very urgent.
With Vinnie, what is it?
I think I can guess what it is from the things that he said and the questions that he asked. I think Karen's been to see him again.
Just trying to get him to plead her case for her?
That's just what you need right now, isn't it? Joe, darling, don't you think we could do a little bit more to help Richard?
Like what?
Well, we could make an effort, maybe raise some bail money.
Okay, you crack open Kevin's piggy bank. It's on your shoulders.
Yeah, I'm serious. I feel sort of responsible for Richard.
He's a big boy now.
Yes, but he's also very impulsive and not terribly mature at all times.
He's got to do a lot of growing up tonight.
I see. You're going to leave him in jail, let him spend the night there just to teach him a lesson.
You think it'll take?
Maybe. It's also a bit cruel. Sweetheart, you have to remember he had a very sheltered upbringing. A lot of money, private school. Nothing that would prepare him for what he's going through now.
Good. Give him a chance to see how the other half looks, won't it? And I just hope I'm around long enough to do the same favor for Kevin Lordra. Now, can we go to sleep, please?
I'm going to get Kevin's piggy bank.
Over my dead body.
Faker.
Mrs. Riley, you're just about as weird as that flaky cousin. Abbott. You know what I mean? Nothing to go to sleep. Or turning over my knees. I love you. No.
Will you please go and bail Richard out of jail first thing in the morning?
Absolutely. First thing in the morning.
Thank you. You're all heart, you know that.
Well, I could call Ethan. That's my friend, Mr. Bottomley. But somehow I don't think Ethan is the type of man who's going to have $700 just lying about his house in cash.
Understood. What did Dorian say when you called her?
Dorian said that they probably were both getting what they deserved, and there was nothing that she could do.
Could or would?
Little of both, I think.
Maybe if I phone the phone.
Well, try. Let's just try. Becky, baby! Oh, honey, I was so worried about you. Becky, you all right?
Excuse me, where is Richard?
Still in jail. Well, what happened? How come you're out? According to him, there wasn't enough money to get both of us out.
Wait a minute, you had money to get her out? Yeah, I was able to raise it, yeah. Well, I'm glad. I mean, for her sake.
Peter, I'd rather you just didn't talk to him. I'd rather nobody talk to him. Now, I'm just going to call the night editor of the Banner. I'm going to have him get Mr. Briggs up out of bed and down to the station house. What is it they call it when they put one person in charge of somebody else? That's it. Do you think they'll let Richard out if Mr. Briggs shows up?
Yes, they probably will. Oh.
Well, it's going to be awful mad. Can't be helped.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll bid you all good night.
Margaret, just a minute. Just hang on a minute. I want to ask you something. Where did you find the money for Becky's fare at this time of night?
Sorry, Mrs. Hopkins. Can't say. How's the balancing going?
A little better. I'm almost finished.
Good.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure do. Yes. Look, I told you. I took Cathy to dinner at the press box. We had a couple of drinks. Spent a couple hours, talking about just about everything under the sun.
Like what?
You name it. Medicine. What films have you seen lately? What books have you read lately? We even got into a trivia game. Name the name of the character that played the Salvation Army girl in Guys and Dolls.
What was her name?
Sarah Brown.
Oh. Which one of you came up with that?
Cathy. Well, she cheated. Apparently she played the part in some high school production years ago. Well, all of a sudden, I found myself on the verge of saying something that wasn't so trivial after all. I wanted to tell her I loved her. Duck my phone. Sure.
My fault?
I hear her asleep. I didn't want to turn on the light.
What are you doing there?
Huh? I couldn't sleep. I decided I couldn't let Abbott rot in jail. I guess I'm just Mr. Nice Guy.
So, what'll it be? Tea or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate.
When did you realize how you feel about Cathy?
Really no, Anna. Recently I just became aware that I was looking forward to every day seeing her. You know, if I didn't, the day pretty much became lost to me.
Not sure it's not something.
Yeah, but to come right out and admit to myself that I was in love with Cathy, that just happened today somewhat grudgingly.
Well, it must be difficult to admit you love someone other than Karen.
Married and in love, but not with the same woman.
Did you think I'd be surprised to hear you're in love with Cathy?
I don't know, I was.
I wasn't. I've watched you two. I've seen you grow, become close these last few months.
Yeah, that's it, Anna. It's like we're on the same timetable for maturity, you know? All of a sudden, we both sort of grow up and became aware of what we wanted of each other, of our needs. And all this, while it's going on, we get closer and closer. And so now...
Now you know you're in love with Cathy. You're married to Karen. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to get Richard out of jail? You don't have any money.
Freddie Speed Up.
What is a Freddie speed up?
Bill Bondsman. What else would he be with a name like that? I knew Freddie back when I was a reporter. He owes me.
Yes, but is he going to be willing to come out at 3:30 in the morning in all this snow?
Viki, my darling Viki, what a sheltered life you have led.
What?
Well, to a bondsman, 3 a.m. is like noon. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. are the peak hours for getting people out of jail.
I get it. The bar's closed then, huh?
That's right. The criminal element is out perpetrating crime
Terrible.
while the city sleeps.
Right?
Well, I'll get Freddie. Get him down to the station and we'll bail Abbott out.
Let me ask you a question. Whatever happened to Richard should spend a night in jail? It'll give him character.
Well, it occurred to me, just as I was about to go back to sleep, that one of Abbott's problems is he has too much character. And I wouldn't want to see him come out of there with any more of it.
Bye-bye. Hurry back.
Listen, are you drunk? You haven't had a job? Want me to walk a straight line for you?
why you can possibly think being in jail's great. Or why you'd want to spend time here with your girlfriend.
None of your business.
Don't you know jail's supposed to be a deterrent?
Oh, look, it's not like I want to spend the rest of my life here. It just happened to work out well for me.
Boy, I hope that doesn't get around. The least you can do is be sorry.
No, I am sorry about the fight. Good. I only got one good punch in, you know? You get what you give in this world. And Marco will get his one of these days.
Do you want Cathy to be in love with you?
Was it? Although it's supposed to be better if she felt more sisterly toward me. And I know I'm separated from Karen, but we are still married. She does claim she wants me back.
What I hear, she is making an effort.
Oh, yeah. Comes to work every day, and she works.
And she moved back into the house alone. So it is possible she might change. If she did, could that affect your feelings toward her and towards Cathy?
Anna, I will bet you she won't change. Nothing's made her change so far. There's no reason to believe she would now. My instinct tells me that she's really volunteering there just mostly for show.
Do you feel any love for her now?
I don't know. Painful truth is, Anna, I'm not sure I was ever in love with her to begin with. I know I wanted to get married. I want to be settled down. She loved me. She seemed to love me. She needed me. Quite frankly, the best part about our relationship has always been the physical part.
And you discovered you can't base a marriage just on that.
Yeah, so that's what Dr. and Mrs. Wolek are all about. They're terrific, huh?
No, I think it's sad.
Yeah, well, I don't think Karen will ever realize that. She'll always claim she loves me.
Well, she does seem to need you.
No, that's it. She doesn't need me. She needs somebody. Not necessarily me. Somebody to give her stability.
Wouldn't it be nice if you and Cathy could just be in love with no complications? I just can't figure out where Marco could have gotten his hands on $500. Maybe broke into somebody else's room and stole it. Now, but we're not sure he's the one who got into your room. Are we? Well, maybe we are. But then why did he bail you out? Because we would know he was the one. That's why. Well, I wish he'd come up with 1,000. Then Richard would still be sitting there. Oh, they hate each other, Miss Hopkins. Anyway, Richard probably wouldn't have done it. You know how stubborn he is. He would have spent his whole life in jail rather than take any help from Marco. I have to confess, Becky, I have never been in jail. That ain't no crime. Yeah, well, I always wondered what it was really like. It wasn't so bad. At least not where we were. I even fell asleep. Then I had me a real bad dream. Real scary and awful. But then you know what? Richard reached through the bars and touched me. That's my boy. And I woke up just a little bit, just enough to know that he had hold of me. The weirdest thing happened. My dream changed. It wasn't scary anymore. Why not? Richard got in it. I felt real safe. I knew I was safe, and I felt real good. Yippee! Oh, that's wonderful. Becky, now do you realize how good Richard is for you? I know, Miss Hopkins. But, wait, Becky, I don't want to hear any more buts. They're always buts. Now, why this time? That was just a dream. Real life. Bad things just don't disappear like that.
buddy. You got a visitor. Oh? Mr. Riley, what are you doing here?
Not a question I should be asking you, Abbott.
No, but I mean, how did you know I was here? Did you call a lawyer? Oh, Alan. Hey.
Like any good newspaper man, I never reveal my sources. Calm down with the Abbott. We'll get you.
Hey, I called that lawyer. I got his answering machine. I gotta get a lawyer who stays home nights.
I suggest you stay home nights. Okay, Abbott. What are you doing here?
I got in a little fight.
With
Margaret, Dane.
Tell me, how come Marco isn't to you?
He slipped out before the cops came.
Came where?
To the Blue Ridge Club. That's where the fight was.
So you got yourself involved in a little barroom brawl.
Yeah. I started it.
You terrific. I think you can hardly wait to get to your little typewriter and write the story. My Night in Jail by Richard Abbott.
I hadn't thought about that.
Well, don't. Now, let me try and get something across to you,
Look,
Abbott.
Mr. Riley, is there a way here you can get me out of here?
No, don't you worry about it. Freddie Speedunk is posting your bail right now.
Freddie Speedunk?
Yeah, Speedunk. As soon as I go through all the details, you'll be free. But for the time being, while I have you captive, let me tell you something, Abbott. This is my first and last trip to a jail to bail you out. And, you're too old, Abbott, to get up at this time of the day, at night, and you're too old to get involved in barroom brawls.
Yes, sir.
The next time you feel like fighting, why don't you try fighting some of that work that's been piling up on your desk?
Yes, sir.
And don't say yes, sir, to everything I say.
Yes, sir. Okay. You've been sprung, Abbott. Hey. Hey, look, bye, Mr. Riley.
How did you do, sir? Did you cream Marco?
Well, no, I didn't.
You. Huh. Interesting. He's half your size, Abbott. Well, I suppose you're just not a fighter. I guess you're just a lover.
Hey, maybe you're right, Mr. Riley.
Becky, please let's go to bed. I don't really think I can stay awake any longer.
Oh, you go on the talking. I can't sleep. I'm so worried about Richard.
Well, don't be. You know him. Richard is probably going to talk the guard into letting him go without bail.
I know we'll probably try. Oh, you can't sweet-talk policemen into talking. What time is it?
I'm afraid you're up. Oh, it's after 4 a.m. Now, I haven't been awake this late since New Year's Eve, 1952.
Oh, good. That means I got three and a half more hours before I call Mr. Riley.
Mr. Riley? Oh, editor of the Banner.
Yeah, Richard's a star reporter. Well, Richard says he is. But I think that he likes him well enough that I think he'll go rescue him.
So why don't you call him now?
Doesn't like him that much. Not gonna go rescue him this time of night.
This time of morning, darling. This time of morning. Could it be?
I don't know. Who is it?
That's delivery from the city jail for Mr. Beverly Hunt.
Richard, I know that's you.
Richard, oh, it's a pleasure, Bob.
Thanks, it's just good to be here. You don't need to be so hard. I didn't think you liked me or something.
When did I learn that you too are one of Greg's mistresses?
While Scotty uses a willing Barbara to escape his own problems. General Hospital next.
Today, after one life to live.
You should have stayed in bed, sis. I could have gotten Danny off to school.
I know. I wasn't really sleeping very soundly. I was worrying about you and Cathy.
Bad enough for me who kept you up half the night talking. I didn't mean to interfere with your sleep, too.
Now, I was remembering what you both have been through in your lives. You've both been hurt, so. I just pray that the two of you aren't facing another emotional trauma.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. I decided I'm going to see Cathy tonight and tell her exactly how I feel about her.
Good morning.
Is it?
Yes, I think so.
How about lending me some of those pills you pop every morning?
Talking about what pills?
You know, those pills that you eat every day for breakfast. I drag in here you are all cheery, ready to face the world, or whatever else might show up.
Well, I guess I'm just one of those people, Karen. Some people have a hard time getting up in the morning, and others just jump right out of bed.
Yeah, you and Larry. So, what duties do you have for me today?
You type?
Sure, my reference into Dorian Moore. The bestseller in my view.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not very good with the typewriter, but if you have some time, eventually I'll get it done.
All right. Well, it's just a 3-page report here with some statistics. Let me finish here, and then you can get started.
You're getting crazy living alone. Not that type of person, you know. Sure getting to me. But then you wouldn't really know about that. You haven't been alone too much these days.
No, Karen. As a matter of fact, I spend a great deal of time alone. But unlike you, I enjoy it.
Oh, well, I guess you're just one of those people.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think I would find it very difficult to think if somebody was around all the time. Well, I guess that's it. I hate to think. You're a writer. I guess writers need a lot of time to be alone.
Well, yes, maybe, but even if I weren't, I still would need some solitude. It's good for you.
Good for you, not for me. You always get what you want, don't you, Cathy?
Me? Oh, Karen, no.
Did I say something funny?
Well, yes, to me it's funny. I've spent a lot of years plus therapy trying to get over the idea that I never get what I want. It's one of my basic insecurities.
What do you think about therapy and Will Vernon?
Well, I think that they're both quite wonderful. I don't know what I would have done without Will, but he is an extremely good therapist. I would certainly recommend it.
Oh, well, not for me. I don't need him. Never have, never will.
Good morning, ladies.
Hello, Barry.
Thank you.
What's the matter? How do you look tired? You're on bed?
Well, as a matter of fact, Anna and I spent half the night talking. Damn.
What's that?
I stopped at the corner for donuts and coffee and forgot about it.
Oh, well, I'll go.
You look tired. Sit or do something.
Are you sure? It's cold out there.
I know. That's all right. No,
Thank you. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
start getting tired.
Okay. I want to talk with you.
Well, sure, anytime.
You free tonight?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I'm free all night.
Well, how about I buy you some dinner then?
I've got a better idea. How about I cook some dinner for you and myself and Danny? It'll give me a chance to make up for all those free dinners I've been getting.
That's great, Kathy. Thank you. Danny, Mrs. living across the street from you.
Well, I miss him too. What time?
I don't know. We'll just leave from here, okay?
All right. We can go do some shopping and then go back to Dad's and cook and then you can talk, all right?
Hopkins?
Richard, what on earth are you doing up and out so early?
Oh, it's a great, big, beautiful new day out there, Mrs. Hopkins.
Yeah, I know it is. But what time did you get to bed?
Well, let me see, Becky fell asleep on the couch about 5. I took upstairs, and I went home, and I sat around till about 6.
It's o'clock, and you're back here at 11? What is it, you or love?
Wow.
And what is it saying that Becky is still upstairs asleep?
That doesn't mean anything, Mrs. Hopkins. We're together again. All right in the world.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Brown.
Now, why don't you go upstairs and talk something outside her door? Something loud enough to wake her up.
I don't want to work this child up. As a matter of fact, I was going to sleep myself.
Come on, Mrs. Hopkins. I want to talk to her. See her. Yes, sir. I got a lot of little time to wake up for.
Yeah, it was fun. Richard behind the bar. I'm sorry I missed it. I hope he learned a lesson, though, when he saw you waltzing out with Becky, leaving him there.
I hope he learned 2 lessons. The second one being not to go attacking me in public. I'm telling you, it was a good thing the cops came when they did her, else I'd have really had to hurt him. See, I held back for your sake.
Oh, thank you, Margaret. Certainly wouldn't want any scars covering his handsome little face. What about Becky? Did she trust you again?
Oh, well. Becky kind of read me out pretty well. But there's no proof that I got into her apartment. Plus, I'm the one that came up with her bail. So I think sooner or later she'll come around again. And then I'll be able to find out more stuff about her.
Good, because so far your score is 0.
Well, I made a couple of amateur mistakes, but I'm learning. I'm getting better. Soon I'll figure out all the murky details of her secret past. Speaking of murky, do you think this will get me back in Dorian's good graces?
No.
No. Why do you have to be so definite about it? At least you could do is say maybe.
It's going to take a lot more than helping me trick Richard to get back into her good graces.
But why? I mean, it's like this has happened before. She's never done that in the past.
You went too far this time. She was talking to me a whole lot the other day about you. She deeply regrets the stunt that you,
But it was no big deal.
Oh, come on. You know how upset she is about Melinda's not going back to her. And then to arrange for them to meet that way, and then to try to make money out of it. It's going to be a very cold day in hell before you're welcome back at Lansdale.
Speaking of money.
Are you going to ask me for more?
Well, you know, you are my only source of income. I've only got about $19 in my name right now.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lay out any more money until you come up with a few results. Besides, I may not even need you anymore.
What are you talking about?
Didn't you say that Richard and Becky were at each other's throats before?
Just because they were at each other's throats last night in jail doesn't mean they're going to be at each other's throats forever.
Oh, I think Richard is getting a little tired of always fighting with Becky. He's coming to my apartment for dinner tonight. So, by the end of the evening, I should hope he's coming over to our side of life. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, what time can I expect you tonight?
Well, actually, Edwina, that's why I'm calling. You see, I'm not at work today, and I'm not feeling too well, really. Well, I just didn't get any sleep last night, so I took the day off. Besides, something's come up, and I have to take care of it tonight, so I'm afraid I have to cancel dinner.
Why?
Well, it's rather important, and I do have to tend to it tonight.
Well, of course.
Well, I'm sorry, Edwina. Forgive me.
Sure, Richard. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Becky.
Hi, Sleeping Beauty.
Something. How come you're up and over here so early?
Well, I just couldn't stay away any longer. I had to come over and tell you how much I love you.
You already told me that about 90 times last night when we was hugging on the couch.
Yeah, but you were asleep through a lot of that. I didn't want you to forget. So I come back to tell you again. You love me, too. I felt that. I felt that last night. No matter how many times from now on you tell me you don't love me, I won't believe you, so don't even try. Hey, I've got something for you.
What are those for?
Yes.
I'm afraid to, because I think that they're the keys to your apartment.
You got it. But why are you afraid to?
Well, if you're giving it to me, you must think I'm going to move in with you.
That's right. We're going to pick up where we left off. But there's no reason why we shouldn't. Sure. Oh, Becky.
Sorry. Can't.
You're going to drive me crazy. You're going to have those people in white coats out chasing me, Becky. If you don't start making some sense. Now, you tell me why you can't move in with me. You tell me why.
God. I just can't.
You're not going to tell me, are you? After all we've been through together, all we've meant to each other, after last night. You can look at me with love in your eyes, and you can't tell me what's going on in your head.
I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Where are you going, Richard?
Away from you. Somewhere away from you before I kill you, or myself, or both of us.
No, please don't go, Richard. Please don't leave me. I love you. I do.
But you just said...
I love you more than anybody else in the whole world. But I can't live with you, not yet. Maybe someday, but not now.
I understand
I
that.
know you don't understand. I'm sorry. Don't give up on me. Not now. I want you. I want you just as much as you want me. Oh, Richard. Don't stop loving me. Don't stop. Oh, I'm really glad to see you.
Where's everyone?
Larry's still out, and Cathy's out to lunch. Hey, look, what am I going to do about Cathy?
Look, I told you I talked to Larry. You don't have to worry about it. I will.
Yes, I know. You said you were going to do that the other night.
Well, he was out too late.
Yes, I know. He was out with Cathy. Now, I can't believe it now. She's easing him out before my very eyes. She's making time with my husband, and I'm in the room.
You know, I just can't believe that my brother would get involved with a ding-a-ling like that. Hey, maybe he's doing it to make you jealous or something, huh?
Well, it's working, I can tell you. But I don't believe that Larry's not the type. I am losing him to Cathy.
Oh, no. Hey, look, don't worry about that, all right? After I talk to Larry, he will come flying into your arms, and I'll carry you home, huh?
You be subtle. Don't come on too strong.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, I know how to be subtle and all. I can handle that. Hey, sure thing. Hey, with all those urgent messages you've been leaving around, you'd be here when we open. Well, just go for it. Oh, you doing? Night duty?
Right. I'm gonna go get some lunch, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'll type up that report when I come back. Okay?
Yeah, fine.
Bye, Vinnie. Bye, honey.
Bye-bye. So, what was this urgent talk you had to have? About your marriage. Oh, no. Not one of those talks. Well, somebody's got to talk to you before you do something stupid. Like what? Like get involved with another woman. Thank you very much, Vinnie. Thanks for stopping by, dropping in any old time. Now, look, Larry. Larry, I've been talking to Karen, you know, and she's out of her mind over this thing. She wants you back real bad. What for, around 219? No, for another chance. You know, she'll do anything for you, Larry. Look, she's changing, Larry. Larry, you know, she see the errors of her ways, you know. She's willing to do anything to get back on the right track with you. Listen, isn't she here every day at the free clinic giving her time? Right, and don't you find her at home when you want her at night, right? Larry, I happen to know that Karen is more madly in love with you now than she's ever been in her life. Now that, you might be right there, Vinnie. She probably does love me more because she can't have me. A lot of people are like that, you know? How are you talking about Karen like that? Hey, you know, you're talking about your wife. What the hell's wrong with you, Larry? For God's sakes, you know, you're changing too. I'm not changing, Vinnie. I'm growing up. No, it isn't growing up. I better have to do with Cathy. Yeah. I think you see too much of her. Too much of her. She hasn't been well for years, and I don't think she's going to get any better. Oh, that's enough. You shut up and don't ever talk to me about Cathy that way again. Ever. Get out. You let me run my own life. If I want your advice, I'll ask for it.
Oh, it's so nice. Will you go for it? Yes, thank you. What are you doing here today? Well, Becky asked me to run by and pick up a paycheck. Why isn't she working? She's very tired. She spent the night in jail with Richard. In jail? Yes. There was a little breakfast at the Blue Ridge Club, and the cops came along and hauled everybody off to the slammer. Well, almost everybody. Oh, that's terrible. No, it was wonderful. It was the best thing that could have happened to those two kids who got them together again. I shouldn't be surprised if that paycheck doesn't go towards a wedding gown. A wedding gown? Uh-huh. I can't wait. I have never seen two people so mad about each other. And they're perfect match. Mrs. Hopkins, I'm sorry, but I'm really very terribly busy. If you'll excuse me, please. Yes, of course. So nice to see you again, Edwina. Oh, shall I offer your congratulations to Becky and Richard? Arrivederci, Roma.
I failed, Karen. I just plain failed.
You wouldn't listen?
Not only wouldn't he listen, he told me to get out of here. I guess I better go. Hey, Karen. I'm sorry I couldn't help you, all right? I'm sorry you have to do things on your own.
Thanks anyway, Vicky. It's your lucky day, isn't it?
I hope so. Anybody ever tell you you're a real knockout?
Yeah. Two people. Got good at that.
I live just around the corner here in the motel.
You don't waste any time, do you?
No. Not when I like something as much as I like the other. Well, you could always run dope.
And you don't think that might be a little dangerous, huh, for a guy with a record?
I'm talking just about me, not the hard stuff, huh? Look, you're the one that told me you're desperate for bread, right? You can make a few $100 in just a couple hours work. Here.
That's right there at the end. Have you seen her before?
Well, yeah, I've seen her in here a couple times before. Why? Come on, let's go. I got it.
You want to bring Cathy
Yeah,
home?
no, she wanted to go shopping alone. She's going to prepare this big gourmet type dinner for Danny and me. Vinnie came by the Klenck this afternoon. You were right, all those urgent messages he's been leaving around town. A big pitch to get Karen and me back together. Evidently she's been crying on his shoulder a lot.
That's what I figured.
But being there today with Cathy and Karen made me realize I'm going to have to resolve the situation quickly. I'm afraid it's not the way Vinnie wants me to do it.
Hey, don't be so rough, will you?
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
Oh, no. Then will you take me shopping or not tomorrow if I spend the night with
We'll
you?
worry about tomorrow. If I've had a good time tonight.
Hey, the music, buddy.
Shut up. Take your clothes off.
Hey.
Come here.
Too bad you don't like a rough baby, because I love it rough. Now the dog scream. Nobody cares what you scream out of here. I love it. All right. Get ready. No, thanks.
Well, I guess I better get dinner started, huh?
Wait a minute. Look, I really want to talk to you, Cathy, before dinner, before putting Danny to bed, before everything. I mean, I've had this going through my head a lot, like I told you earlier, and, oh boy, it's about the only thing that's been on my mind.
You want to talk about it?
This is incredible. I mean, I tell you, I want to tell you something, and I'm tongue-tied.
Is it serious?
Yeah, it might be the most serious thing I've ever said to you. Cathy, you know I've become very fond of you over the past months, and
I've become very fond of you also.
wow, that's it. I mean, that's it.
You think you ought to get that?
Well, no, Ann will take you downstairs. Look, things happen, Cathy. Not always something we want to have happen. I mean, we're not always in control of it, but they happen nonetheless. Oh, God, what am I beating around the bush for? The fact is that I can...
Larry! Something terrible has happened to Karen.
everything. From the very beginning, when I asked him to undertake a quiet investigation of Becky's past, which you never should have done. I know that now, but I didn't then. Think of what the path even a child could have followed. He practically asked for what happened at the Blue Ridge Club. You know, it's really a shame that the police got there so soon. I mean, before Richard could do any real damage to him. No, because then Richard would have been an even bigger hero to Becky. Well, you have now had your bad experience with Marco. I have certainly had several. And that's why he's no longer working for me. He seems so bright, so quick. I don't understand. He's not bright. All he's got is street savvy. There's no intelligence behind it. Actually, I think Marco is immoral. He would betray his own mother if it served his purpose. Do you think he has a mother? I don't know, but that's a very good question. Of course, he did survive here for quite a while. Which just goes to prove that it isn't just intelligence that keeps a job. All right, my sweet Edwina, just what do you mean by that? I'm merely saying that he fooled you too, Dorian. You're ever so much cleverer than I. No. He never fooled me for a minute. I always knew that he was thoroughly vulgar and thoroughly an opportunist at all times. You kept him in your employ for, what, 6 months? He served a purpose. And then, when that was no longer needed, I simply fired him. Just where do you think Marco is now? Well, I've left messages for him all over. Don't worry, Dorian. I'll find him. It'll just take a little time.
I didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, well, you've had several phone calls while you've been out.
Oh, really?
And all from the same person. Edwina Lewis. Liz Lewis, I believe she called herself.
Thank you. Did she say where she could be reached?
The last time she called, she said she was with Mrs. Lord at Land Fair.
Oh, how long ago was that?
15, 20 minutes. I don't know. Listen, they all sounded very urgent.
Oh, well, I'll give her a buzz. Thanks.
Mr. Dane, you don't have to use the payphone. Be my guest.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Hopkins.
It was a strange coincidence, Edwina calling, because I just run into her this afternoon.
Oh.
And I could have telling her how nicely everything had turned out. Of course, I thought she'd want to know, because she's such a great friend of Richard's and all.
How nicely?
Oh, yes. Well, Richard and Becky patched everything up. Amazing. One night in jail together. But then, every cloud has its little silver lining. At least that's what Harvey, my late husband, used to say.
Oh. How did Edwina take the news?
Not at all like I thought she would. I mean, I was rather shocked. I assumed she'd be so happy for Richard. Aren't you going to call her, Mr. Dane?
Maybe later. Probably.
Mr. Dane,
Yeah.
in view of everything that's been happening the last few days, don't you think that you'd be a little uncomfortable staying on here? I mean, I think you would do very well if you found another place to stay.
You know, you're a very intuitive person, Mrs. Hopkins, because I was just thinking the same thing myself. But I've got a problem. You see, I've got to leave tonight on business, and I'm going to be gone for about a week. Do you think maybe I could leave my stuff here just until then? Just for old time's sake, that's fine. Hey, my room rent's paid. I mean, I've really got it right when you come right down to it.
Well, yes, I suppose so. All right, we will make it 1 week from today.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. If that's Edwina, could you please tell her that I've left town already?
Hello?
Is Mr. Dane there, please?
Liz Lewis. I suppose you could call him when he gets wherever he's gone. But I wouldn't count on it.
Beaten up.
That's what they said.
I better get up in the hospital right now.
No, wait, maybe. Oh, hello? Yes, sir. Just a minute. It is.
Yeah, Larry, I heard the call on the police now. I had them send an ambulance. I'm right outside the emergency room now. How's Karen? Well, I don't know. She was conscious when they brought her in here. They found her in the parking lot. Her clothes were all torn. She was pretty much out of it. Listen, Ed, if they let you in there, tell her I'm on the way over. And I can explain everything. Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, thanks, Dad. Yeah, I know how busy you are, so I won't keep you. Well, they obviously don't know anything yet. Karen was found in a parking lot near her car. She was hysterical and badly beaten up. Is she conscious? Apparently there are no serious injuries. Of course, they can't be sure until they check her over thoroughly. They found her in a parking lot? Yes, I don't know where, though. Well, I was just trying to figure out where it would be. She was at the Klenck earlier this evening with Larry. Oh. And then she just took off. She didn't say where she was going. Of course, it could have been anywhere. Well, home, I should think. Or just out. She keeps rather strange hours, Anna. I'm afraid I can't help but notice living right across the street from her. I mean, her car goes in and out all during the day and night. I guess that makes me sound like a nosy, suspicious neighbor. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. Darling, you're not telling me anything new. We got to know Karen very well when she was living here with Larry. Cathy, when I walked in, it looked like you and Larry were involved in a serious discussion. Well, yeah, I guess it was about to become serious, or... Anyway, we were about to put some things into words. Oh, Anna, I'm beating around the bush with you, and there's absolutely no reason for me to. I've tried not to. Believe me, I don't want to be. And now I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but... I'm in love with Larry.
She's not hurt badly? No, she's got a concussion or something.
sight, though. Clothes torn, blood all over.
Was she, I mean, you know, raped?
I have no idea, Vinnie. Like I said, she was completely incoherent when they brought her in.
Okay. Here we go. You call that?
Yeah. Well, 10 or 15 minutes ago, as soon as I got here.
How'd he take it?
I didn't expect him to take it. He was shook up.
Shook up? I would expect to be shook up. I mean, if they were living together, that type of thing wouldn't have happened.
We don't know that, Vinnie.
What you be doing over in the parking lot? Way the hell over on River Street, huh?
Come on. We don't know how she got there or why she was there, so let's not jump to conclusions until we can talk to her, all right?
Well, I just hope it shakes them up enough to do something about that situation. That's a terrible thing to happen to a young girl. I mean, if I was a husband, I'd be guilty as hell.
He's in there, Larry. Tell you how much I love you. I want to show you today. It'll take a long time, though. I got a lot of love to give.
Wake up.
I don't know where I was for a minute.
You must have had a bad dream, huh? What were you dreaming?
I don't know. Nothing, I think.
You know, I've never met anyone who wakes up the way you wake up. Like in jail last night.
I'm scared.
Becky, as long as you're with me, you have no peace in the world to never be scared again.
What you said last night.
What?
I had a dream. See, that's the problem. It's just a dream.
Well, you're not dreaming now, are you?
No.
Well, then you believe it. Becky, look, let's imagine that this is our castle, huh? And all around our castle is a big moat. You know what a moat is?
Sure. It's a great big old ditch filled up with water.
Yeah, well, this great big old dish filled up with water is about 50 yards wide, about 100 feet deep, and it goes all the way around the castle.
What about the drawbridge?
I pulled the drawbridge up when we came in.
Yeah, but they could get up in one of them helicopters and then they'd drop right down.
Oh, no, helicopters haven't been invented yet. But just in case, on top of the roof, I'll erect a lot of spikes. They're going straight up in the air, so the helicopters cannot land.
Sounds like a real safe place to be.
Yeah, want to stay?
Well, I was offered dinner. I think I'll stay for that anyway.
So, now you want to eat, huh?
I'm starved. What are we having?
Shrimp, a la rabbit, and a green salad.
Sounds good, all except for the last part.
Green salad? You don't like green salad?
No, I mean, a la rabbit.
You better watch it. I'll lower that drawbridge in.
No. Richard, I think that you're a great cook. And I think that someday you're going to make some girl a wonderful wife.
There you go with your stereotypes again.
You ain't going to tell me what that word means.
Over dinner.
Can I do anything to help?
No, not so. Well, actually, why don't you get dressed and set the table? By that time, I should have dinner ready.
Dr. Wolek, can I come in? Yeah, I'll be right with you, Doctor. He's in pretty good shape, Dr. Wolek. want to talk to you. I thought it might be easier to
No, please, don't let them in, please.
You didn't do anything wrong, for crying out loud.
No, I just can't talk about it yet. I just can't put it into words.
Well, you're going to have to tell somebody.
Why? Why don't you all just let me alone? No, they said I'm all right. Why can't I go home?
What, forget this whole thing? Baby, you had a terrible experience, and you got to talk about it. At least try.
I can't. Don't you understand? I feel so dirty. So filthy.
Did he rape you?
And then I realized that there was a man sitting down the road from me. And he was looking at me. And then he moved and he sat next to me. And he was looking at me very strangely. And I knew that if I didn't move, he was going to make a pass at me. So I moved, and he didn't follow me, so I thought, fine. And then the movie was over, and I went out into the parking lot, and it was dark by this time. And I started to hear footsteps behind me. You know, the place back there, it's all gravel, and I thought that he was starting to take me, so I thought I should get into the car before he got to me, but I didn't. He grabbed me while I was fumbling with my keys, and...
The same guy came out of there.
And then he grabbed me, and he pinned me up against the car, and he tried to put his leg, and I didn't...
All right.
And then he looked into my face. He held me up against the car. And he told me in a very calm tone what he was going to do to me. And I don't think I can tell you the rest. No, wait. Please, just listen, please. And I struggled, and maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. I just thought that maybe somebody would find us there in the parking lot, and I broke free from him, and that was the first time that he hit me, and I fell to the ground, and then he picked me up, and I thought, oh God, he's sorry that he hit me, but then he picked me up and threw me against the car, and he hit me again. He held me there, I would fall, and then he looked at me, and I could see in his face that he was excited that it was turning him on, and I screamed. And that's when he dragged me across the gravel and he threw me in his car. But I got out the other side, and then he didn't follow me. I didn't hear anybody. And I realized that he wasn't following me. He drove away.
Hopkins, I'm up.
But that in 1 week, right, Mr. Dane?
Yeah, right.
I think you've timed this trip rather well.
I know an awful lot of people in Lambview are down on me right now. That's because they don't know me very well.
Oh, well, I will confess, I am one of those.
Mrs. Hopkins, I'm a lot different from everybody else in Lambview. I've lived a different life by very different ground rules.